Hey, welcome back to A-Aron Reacts, and I am super, super excited to have special guest James Thiel with us here today. He is a legend in these angel verse, if you will, and he's going to be doing a double feature reaction with me that actually stemmed from his request, and I'm just going to read the request. So it said, "This request is for suspicious minds. You will quickly learn that Angelina doesn't always just cover songs." For some of them, she discovers them. Case in point, and I might suggest a double feature after watching her official Discover of Suspicious Minds. Watch her performance live in Vegas during the same reaction. That would be a cool double feature. You can see her at age 16 for possibly the first time. See one of the most brilliant reimaginings of any song ever. Ooh, I'm super excited. And you get to see her 2 years later singing live on the stage that Elvis himself sold out over 600 shows. Now, I'm going to turn it over to James in just a minute, but there's a couple things I want to comment on here. First and foremost, we know that Elvis is one of Angelina's biggest idols. And so I'm sure this is very special to her in her mind. So I'm super excited specifically to look at this because this was one of those things that was special to Elvis's career on his kind of comeback tour. And we may get into that. But, secondly, super excited that I get to see Angelina live for the first time in concert in Glendale, California, coming up on the 20th of September. So if you don't have tickets, there are still tickets available. Get out there. I'm going to be seeing her right up front, center stage, thanks to some associations from this guy right here as well. And definitely looking forward to that. But I also learned that yesterday or the day before that the same band that we're going to be hearing in Vegas is actually going to be there performing with her in this Glendale concert as well at the Alex Theater. Excuse me. And so I couldn't be more excited about that. So yeah, we're going to be doing a double feature here. We're going to hear her at the age of 16 with a music video doing Suspicious Minds, which is at an antique store that I think James might be telling us a little bit more about. But I did cover her performing, although we didn't see her singing in it, on My Funny Valentine, where I did the triple reaction yesterday with Chris Walker on My Funny Valentine. Outstanding, and go ahead and check that out if you haven't yet. And then secondly, we're going to see her performing live in Vegas at the age of 18. Could not be more excited. James, welcome. Thank you much, and definitely look forward to it. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself, and feel free to share anything about this or anything that you're excited about.
Well, I am James Thiel, also known as Suma Engineer on YouTube. A lot of you know me or have seen me on Wrapped in a Warm Blanket, which I bet you, Aaron, will be on soon. And just in case you don't know, you will be on it soon. It's
I've been foretold.
yes, yes. There's not a choice as far as you go. Uh, So I started my channel. Well, I didn't really even start it. Before Portsmouth, I thought I might start doing something. I didn't know what. I just wanted to sort of get people together, see, start talking. So I started creating videos. This was a little over a year ago. I never created a video. I didn't even know videos were made on computers. That's how much I knew about video editing. No joke. It's kind of pathetic, but anyway, yeah. So I spend untold hours making these videos. I think do you hear my cat? Maybe
No.
not. If you do, let me know and I'll let him out so that he can drive us crazy out here.
Okay.
So yeah, so I just create stuff really based on whatever she's doing at the time, mostly, or people reactors like you. Sorry about having the fire coming out of your ears, but it was a
It
little
was
bit of fun.
amazing. My kids enjoyed it.
I bet they did. All right. So this video is in that so-called antique store. It's actually a prop shop. So people would go there and rent for props. I guess they sell stuff too, but they're closing down. So right now they're selling everything.
Mm.
But when this starts, uh, and into it, you'll see a number of young girls. It's Juliet. and her two young cousins, especially in this
Mm.
video back when it was made a couple years ago. So everyone is family, and the guy on the piano is Rob Christie, and I think he's like
Ah,
the studio manager or something for her.
director, I think, of
Yeah,
Republic, yeah?
something like that. Uh, and he has played piano for everything that she has done since she.
And he has like 50 billion Grammys and so forth.
I don't know, but he was in Vegas, and in fact, he will be there. He already put a TikTok out saying that he was going to be there. We don't know in what he might be
Capacity.
doing, right? But we'll find out.
Wow. Okay. And I ran into Rob as part of the Christmas concert, which I haven't actually heard any of the performances at the Christmas concert. So definitely looking forward to that because that is such an A list of performers. Oh my freaking
Yeah,
goodness!
right. Yeah,
But I did the coverage of the interview that I literally figured when I did the video I might need to double up and add something to it because I'm not sure this interview is going to be long enough, and it ended up being like an hour video because it was epic.
right.
Um, but yeah, Rob is a legend. So that is amazing, and he I don't know if he discovered her or what, but obviously he's a big part of her. I think recent success, but perhaps upcoming success as they build a career, with Republic Records and what they're doing. And my understanding is that they built a studio for her
Yeah.
specifically.
Yes.
So there's a real partnership there. It's really special for him to be doing that. So awesome. Anything else you want to add?
One thing I didn't mention, which is probably the most important thing as far as Angelina is concerned, Grandma Mary produced this. You'll see
Ah,
you'll see her credit at the very beginning. So yeah.
fantastic. And if you're coming in and don't know much about Angelina, maybe you're following Elvis or whatever, you came to the right video, first of all.
Mhm.
But Grandma Mary is, and there's a lot of family members that are a big part of Angelina's success. She's an artist that is, famous in her own right from Iran who does some incredible stuff. And, she's kind of the role model of Angelina in many ways. And there's just such an incredible bond between them. As well as her mother, Sarah, her uncle Mike, who's her manager, and it's just and James mentioned Juliet, which we're going to get in this video. It sounds like is her sister. I don't think We'll see if I recognize them, but I don't think I know the cousins or I think you said cousins, right?
Yep, little ones. They're Mike's
Yeah.
daughters.
Ah, Mike's done. Okay, perfect. Excellent. Well, I could not be more excited for this. So let's dive in. This is Angelina Jordan, Suspicious Minds, age 16. We know that this is at the antiques shop. This video is, you said, produced by Mary, and,
Yep.
and obviously Angelina's the star. Let's jump in.
Remember this beginning for later.
Okay.
Here comes Mary.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I have to stop there because there is so much to take in already. I mean, it's kind of absurd, actually. For
That
one,
is where you just stopped is possibly the best and worst spot to stop.
well, I'll go back a few seconds so we
No,
transition.
it's just funny because reactors have no idea because they're reacting. But I
Oh,
know, and everyone that's watching will say, "Yeah, that's true."
oh, okay, fair. I mean, it just feels like the right moment. Musically, it sounds like we're about to build up. She's grabbing the mic. She's about to sing. It feels like the right spot.
Hmm.
Okay, so and I also want to mention, I failed to mention this. James brought it to my attention that I cheated. And yes, I fess up. I unknowingly cheated a little bit in this. And in my queue of videos to react to, I had 10 years in the making. And she sang that as part. Well, it was the audio was included as a part of that video. So I've heard a little bit of this. Unfortunately, but fortunately, I will say fortunately from the perspective that I was like, holy crap. But yeah, we'll be in for a treat, I think. That said, right away, just the beauty of this scene struck my eye.
Yeah.
Right, the gold, the antiques.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much there. It's just so precious. And then I noticed that as it started, she started uncovering these pieces, which clearly, I'm sure every one of them represents something important. We saw what I think was a throne. So I'm guessing the idea there being Elvis's king, the throne. There's a mirror, so reflection, memories, perhaps something along those lines. I'm not quite sure of the resemblance of that. And then, of course, the piano. We see Rob Christie sitting there, as you already mentioned, James, on the piano. Now, we get the piano coming in, and what immediately struck me with that, not only was it beautiful, but this is in 3. We've got dun, 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 dun. It's in 3. The original is in 4, and a much more upbeat tempo than we have here. So it's already, right out of the gate, a very different feeling than we're accustomed to hearing with Suspicious Minds. So that's what I'm seeing. Now, the other thing I notice is, oh my goodness, that hair. Like, she is in 100 ways paying homage to Elvis here. One, that hair is reminiscent of kind of some of the famous shots from Priscilla. And we know that this song is, one of those very important ones that, is kind of telling a story of some of the challenges that Elvis and Priscilla had. And it's talking about some of the tension and so forth. And so my guess is that hair is a tribute to Priscilla. On top of that, we see a leather outfit, which was, we see Elvis put that in place towards the latter part of his career. And then we see that guitar, which I believe is the same Hagstrom guitar that was a part of the famous comeback tour that is on display, I believe, at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, if I'm not mistaken. It's one of those iconic images that she's carrying. And now I'm wondering, wait a minute, are we going to hear Angelina play the guitar? I know she plays 5 instruments, I've been told, and I think I saw a clip of her doing piano at one point. But I've never seen her play guitar. I don't think I've seen her do any other instruments, so that'll be really fascinating. Yeah, I mean, just what an iconic intro. And again, I mean, come on, the executive production and just the cinematography from this. Mary always just does amazing things. I mean, from the moment that we saw her, like, 8-year-old Fly Me to the Moon production, right? Like,
Yeah.
or was it 7? I don't even recall. It was just so early. It was so well done. I'm not at all surprised, but I think we're setting ourselves up for something epic, and I'm definitely looking forward to it here. So I think let's continue. I'll back it up a few seconds because as you've kind of forewarned me, look out.
Go all the way back. Go
all the
go
way
all
back.
the way
Oh, should we
back.
go
Yeah.
all the way
Well,
back?
we're
All
only
right, let's do
45
it.
seconds in, and I want you to see the
Let's do
beginning
it.
again so that you
All
can
right.
remember for later.
The shoes as well. I feel like I have that. My wife has that exact same mirror. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's in 3.
Oh, little love survive.
Whoa!
I dry the tears from your eyes.
Instant goosebumps.
Just don't let a good thing die. Well, honey, you know I've never lied to you. We're caught in a trap.
Aha!
I can't walk out. because I love you too much, baby. Why can't you see what you're doing to me? When you don't believe a word I say. We can go on together with suspicious minds, and we can't build our dreams on suspicious minds. If an old friend I know stops by to say hello, would I still see suspicion in your eyes? Ooh. Here we go again, asking where I've been. You can see the tears are real, I'm crying. Oh, yeah. We can go on together with suspicious minds, and we can't build our dreams on suspicious minds. Oh, little love survive.
Back in 3, by the way, to the bridge.
Dry the tears from your eyes. It's don't let a good thing die. Honey, you know I've never lied to you. Oh, yeah.
It's an absolute masterpiece.
Yep.
And so it wasn't just that she started in 3. She shifted the bridge to the front, right? Elvis does verse, chorus, bridge, verse, chorus, I think. Something to that effect. And it's so much more upbeat with Elvis. You're moving in, and we're caught in this endless loop, and this is the energy and the focus right there of that, is the struggles, is the challenges, your jealousy. Why are you always suspicious? Why can't we move beyond that? And then there's the bridge that focuses on this. She shifted at the beginning and comes in with this absolute knockout punch from the moment she opens her mouth, like, yo, right? Let's focus on making this work. And so she's actually changed the overall sentiment of the song from caught in that endless loop as the main feeling, and then there's a sideline in the bridge, and then back to it, and then even the outro is kind of caught in that endless loop, caught in that endless loop, caught in that endless loop. That's the feeling. Here, she shifted to no, we can make this work. Let's get beyond that, right? She's completely changed the meaning, the interpretation. It's almost a new song, and she slowed down the main chorus significantly to almost match that of the bridge that she's now shifted the timing. What a masterful, and she didn't really change the chord structure, I don't believe, and the lyrics, I don't believe either. How such a small little thing. Go ahead.
She put the lyrics in the context they should have been in the beginning, or from the start. Before it was upbeat, and the lyrics don't call for upbeat; they call for this.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Yeah, it completely changes the meaning. Well, I do think that the original Elvis version, where there's the instrumentation is different, the guitar especially. She played some light guitar, but the guitar is a big part of that. And it does feel more cyclical in that 4 pattern, and it repeats and it goes on. So it does feel more cyclical in terms of the messaging that he's trying to convey, especially the outro, like I talked about. I think that she's trying to say, no, it means this to me and now to you. And going back to your point, now when you give it that new meaning, yes, it absolutely is the case. I don't know if I can recall the amount of impact that just shifting a portion of a song like that, the bridge, moving it, how much of a difference that makes than here. But just that right from the get go, whoa, let up, up. I mean, she is just belting right from the get go, just in your face. And she it's O letter, and she sang it, I believe, whoa letter, like almost completely catching you off guard as well. And how cool to see her play the guitar. Um, all these little subtleties in the way that she's, I mean, really technically on a vocal perspective, that, it's called melismas, but she's decorating it so beautifully, with such fine art. I mean, these vibratos and the tone in her voice. I mean, she's going from this just beautiful angelic sound to this almost growl without growling type of sound. She's demonstrating a pretty decent range, but mostly rooted in chest point and strong sound. And you can feel that passion, right? When Elvis sings it, there's aspects of it, especially the bridge, where it feels more emotional, but it's almost like semi-comical the way that he sings
Yeah.
it. Here it's just like power packed, and then towards the end, when we saw the uncovering at the beginning, you see her on stage with the mic, and you see the mirror in the chair kind of looking at her, right, making her the center of focus. And then you see all of this beauty around there. It's almost like the antiques of this are trying to uncover, like, antiques to me are something that, their value can continue to be shared time and time again. And the bringing the rejuvenated kids into this mix, bring that almost newfound energy, and it's almost bringing new meaning that, this relationship must survive not only because of us and that we must get through it, but it's generational, right? We've got our kids at stake. We've got, long legacies, and the antique piece to it. It's almost like she's painting a completely different story here with the scenery and the backdrop and the usage of, the kids and so forth. I mean, I might be interpreting it completely differently than how it was intended, but that's the way I see it. James, I'm going to shut up because I've been talking for quite a while. After hearing and seeing me react, anything you want to add? Any thoughts? Any questions for me?
Just remember, you're right behind me in Glendale. If you start going off like this, I'm just gonna turn around and give you a smack. All right.
That's expected. Yeah, you can just smack me.
uh,
All right. So, shall we jump to the second one?
yeah, Vegas, baby.
Okay. Anything you want to add before we jump into that, to this
So
specific
I guess that was
performance?
possibly the first time you saw the cousins.
Yes, I think so. I don't recall
Yeah,
them.
I believe that was probably the first video they were in. Obviously, the one was really young, but they're both running around now all over the place. Cute kids. So Vegas,
Okay.
I was sitting in the
Actually,
front row.
before that,
Oh,
James, I
yep.
just remembered we discussed we have this other video.
Oh, that's right. I already sent you the link. Yeah.
Yeah, I have it here.
Steve Ackerman, Adair Martin, Douglas Switzer. I'm not sure if all of them went to the shop, but some of them went to the shop and they recorded. Oh, well, there you go. Uh, I haven't actually seen this. I was supposed to watch it before, so I don't know. We'll both watch it for the first time right now.
Perfect. Yeah, it's only a
But
minute, so
right, so
yeah, we'll
in this
just include
video,
this in here. Go ahead.
they're talking to the owner's son. So this video that you just watched
Oh,
has over
okay.
6 million views, and so they're talking to the owner's son. Everything in the shop is mostly sold because they're closing. So anyway, that's the setup.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate.
Yeah,
Um, Okay, let's dive in. And this is the same overlay of what we just heard and listened to, right?
Yep, yep. Yeah, going out of business.
Oh, little love survive.
Can't hear it enough.
I dry the tears from your eyes. Just don't let a good thing die. Well, honey, you know I've never lied
There's Steve.
to you. Mm.
Very nice. This is her daughter?
And cousin.
You said you were surprised that it has 6 million views.
Unbelievable. It's beautiful.
Yes, it is.
Wow. Very cool. Very cool. So I don't know if there's much to comment there other than the fact that one thing that occurred to me as that was happening is maybe I did misinterpret this. Maybe I even overthink it a little. Overthought it. That's what I meant. Maybe I'm saying overthink because I'm thinking of things. That's where I'm headed in a second. But maybe I did overthink it because maybe it was as simple as, Angelina knew that they were going out of business and wanted to support them. I'm not quite sure, but maybe there's too much thought that I'm putting into the rationale behind some of this. But we know that Angelina and family have such an incredibly charitable mindset in giving and support causes. And I would encourage you to subscribe to her channel, support her, purchase her book. She wrote at the age of 9, was it?
Between two
or was
hearts.
it 7? Was it?
It was
forget.
9. I believe it was 9. Between two hearts.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and Mary does the artwork for that. Her grandmother as well, which is very tasteful in that. Cool. Now let's head over to Vegas, baby, as James said it. All right, so this is 18 in February of 2024. When we record this, it's the end of August. So this is not that long ago in Vegas. James was at the concert, and this is your masterfully edited version of this recording as well, I believe. Correct, James?
Yeah, I had a little fun with the beginning here.
Oh, okay. Well, let's check it out. So this is approximately 2 age years later than what we just saw.
A lot of this video is my personal video. I was sitting in the front row then too.
Wow. Oh, that is cool. I like that.
This is one of my all-time favorite songs by Elvis.
Yeah, I like it too.
And
those shoes and the walk.
rendition of my own that I have arranged, and oh my god, I'm like playing this song. Elvis played this song on this stage. I mean,
You're such a master, James.
You gotta. You have to use the material you're given, or you take.
Same bridge up front in 3 that we talked about.
There's my video.
Oh, little love survive. I dry the tears from your eyes. Just don't let a good thing die. Running, no, never lie to. Caught in a trap, I can't walk out. Because I love you too much, baby. Why can't you see what you're doing to me?
Okay, I'll go back, but I'm pretty sure that wasn't present in the 16-year-old version. She really extends those notes and vibratos. Why can't you see what you're doing to me? Like those are, I'm pretty sure they were pretty short in the other version.
Why can't you see?
Maybe I'm wrong.
What you're doing to me when you don't believe in a word I say.
That is cool. Yes.
We can go on together with suspicious minds.
Of course.
And we can build our dreams on suspicious minds.
So, just if you want to stop, just off camera, Rob Christie just walked on the stage with that same red guitar and is playing.
Ah, okay. So off stage, I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it.
Yeah, no, he's not in frame, but you can
No.
hear someone say, "Oh, there's Rob Christie," because he just walked out on the stage over here to the left.
Amazing. Okay. Yeah, and there's some slight subtle differences of this version. When she said, when you don't believe a word I say, yay, like she completely built on that. And again, I think in the original it was short, so she's changing some of the phrasing of that, but not in sentiment. She's just adding a little bit more character. We can't build, and I think there was some kind of delay in one of the words of that. But in general, this whole thing is, sounding just the same. Let's go back a little bit though, so we don't miss transitionally where we just were. And if you say here or something like that, if we catch that moment where you might,
well, you should be able to hear it. Someone's talking in the crowd. You can hear him say Rob Christie.
Okay, I was so hyper focused on her that I just didn't hear it before, but.
We can go on together.
Yeah. And the chorus echo. Sorry, I mentioned it, but we didn't hear it. We can't build. There's a delay there. Before she's saying we can't build, and also Elvis sang it that way. She's just slight little ornaments in these, right? There's just a slight delay. We can't build.
Would I still see suspicion in your eyes?
I love that overlay.
Here we go again, asking where I've been.
And we don't see a lot of it here, but she has a nice little vocal fry in asking. Right here, I think.
Asking where I've been. You can't see the tears I real. I'm crying. Yeah.
Yes.
We can go on together with suspicious minds, and we can build our dreams on suspicious minds. Won't let love survive. I'd rather tease
honey.
Okay, so we'll cut me skipping and we'll continue right here. But notice she's still pulsating with the mic after she's done. She's feeling it so much in her that she's still almost vibratoing her mic.
The smile is everything.
It really is. How she sang that without getting completely emotional is beyond me. Knowing, here she is in this place.
Mm-hmm.
That means not only so much historically, it means so much to Elvis. We saw in 10 years in the making her signing the wall, idolizing Elvis and singing this song there. I don't know how she just didn't collapse and break down in emotion. I mean, the composure, to be able to channel that into this just completely riveting performance.
Yeah.
It's just completely next level talent. I mean, it really is. She's such a pro. She's such a pro. And one thing I kind of commented while it was happening, but it's so subtle. But I love the introduction of the quick chorus of "Suspicious Mind," "Suspicious Mind" in the background. That's kind of cool. That little choir. Man, I'm guessing we're probably going to hear and see this again
3 weeks
live. So I can't wait for that. If so, but James, I mean, for myself and for others, I'd love to hear. I got a little of this from Chris in terms of My Funny Valentine, although he didn't see that because that was the one they did in the second performance. So he didn't see that in Vegas. But in general, how does this pale in comparison? Listening to it here versus being there, front row and center, experiencing that live.
Well, it's a difficult thing for me because I'm recording and I'm
Oh,
paying attention to what I'm doing.
I
So
see.
in reality, I don't really see the show until afterwards.
That's
Uh,
fair.
and that's just a simple fact. I'm paying attention. Of course, then security started bugging us, and then I was able to watch because I wasn't allowed to record. So, but I did record, I believe, 13 out of 20 songs. So,
Jeez.
but of course, a lot of those, if you include all the songs, it's 38. So 13 of 38, but 13 different ones. And
Well,
we had people, Chris and I, produce these together. He did 8 of them and I did 12. So together we have all 20. What we did was we created a collective, and people that recorded sent us their videos, just sent them to us. Didn't ask any questions, just sent them. And we have literally
amazing.
dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of videos. And we used all those videos to create this set of 20.
That's so amazing. Yeah, let me just pause and just say thank you for all that you do for this community, James. Really, I certainly appreciate it, and I know all the angels out there do. I'm looking forward to meeting you in person in just a few weeks. And it's looking like it's beginning to shape up like we might do my 100th Angelina reaction in person in Glendale, which is going to be a live 2-hour reaction of her EP, and to do the
Okay.
entire thing. And so we've got several people saying, yes, let's do it. And we're looking at potentially Friday late morning and then maybe going to lunch together or something. So I'm definitely looking forward to that if so. But yeah, let me just quickly comment on. I feel like I'm just too blown away to even really add any nuances or otherwise that I haven't. For me, I feel like the meaning. So this is unlike My Funny Valentine, by the way, which you haven't seen yet, James, because I haven't put it together completely. But I commented on how, to me, I know a lot of people point to the 16-year-old version, but I saw a significant growth and difference between the 16-year-old version of that versus 18. I do see some growth here, but to me, it's not as drastic, and I feel a difference in terms of emotion and the impact of that music video and the production and so forth in the 16-year-old version. For me, that hit me harder than this 18-year-old
Hmm.
version. I do see a continuation. I already pointed out several of the things I saw, mostly on her offsets. That's what I'm hearing, right? The way she ends a note and she connects some of those phrases. These are the biggest areas that I'm hearing a difference on, just on the first listen. I'm sure there's plenty of others, and maybe I'm not even hearing or remembering correctly, right? Um, but yeah, I mean, there's small little things like the choir in the background and so forth. Choices that make more sense for live performance and different instrumentation. And then her emotion in singing live, of course, is going to be very different. So they were both fantastic. I think I can go ahead and listen to that, just the beginning of each of those, which was previously called the bridge for Elvis, but now I don't know what to call it. I feel like I need to call it the Angelina Dynamite or something. The opening line of that, I feel like I need to make that my alarm in the morning, because oh my God, blast me and wake me up and say hello.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just exquisite.
Now you know why I said it was both the worst and the best place to stop, because that is
Yeah, I
literally
think I
where you
needed to be
stopped.
prepared for it. I think I needed to be prepared for it. I think I needed to wind up and get all the other stuff out. So I'm kind of glad I did, actually. But this has been an absolute pleasure, James. Thank you. And so, any closing thoughts, James, as well as anything you want to mention, anything you want to point people to, anything you want to talk about, any comments on this, anything at all?
Uh, some stuff about the concert. I always do sort of a seating chart, animated in a
Hmm.
video. And I'm going to be putting the first version out soon, and then people can add their information in the comments, and I create a list that has their city and where they're sitting and everything, so that people can sort of connect and whatever.
I'll,
Yeah,
I'll
exactly.
link to that. I'll link to that in the description of this whenever that comes out. Right. So whenever
Right.
that's
Okay.
available, I'll add it to the description of this.
Okay. And in Glendale, probably both the evening before and the day of, there will be gatherings for angels, sort of official, unofficial, for angels to meet each other, hang out, and more information for those. Probably two of them, one each day, will also be included in one of my videos to come, like usual.
Perfect. And just so you know, James, other than members of my site, this probably won't be released publicly for about roughly a week. So there
Hmm.
will be probably 2 weeks or less for folks when they get this, in terms of lead time for the concert. But I think it's enough.
Oh, sure.
Perfect. Anything else?
Uh, no, now I can go let my cat out of the bathroom.
All right. Well, so I'm going to go ahead and link to James's channel in the description as well. Please go ahead and subscribe to him. He's awesome, if you can't tell. And I also told him I'd mention this, and I do want to mention it. The first double reaction I did with somebody else, Andy Schnell. I had shared that with my members, which, by the way, there's a link in the description if you want to check that out. You get early access to things and so forth. I'd released it to members, and James saw that and he said, "Wait, hold up."
Yeah.
These weren't necessarily his exact words, but it was basically like, I can't allow this crap to go out public. I'm paraphrasing, but the audio was subpar. I mean, let's just put it that way. The audio was
Yeah.
subpar. I don't know what happened in it, but it was subpar. It was not the original production quality. And this kind sir literally took what I had done and he made it just completely drag and drop in my project, where basically you take the whole screen of what it was, you green screen it out, and then there's just the overlay of the video with the audio needed to replace it, and everything just works. Boom, scoot, and boogie. I don't know why I just quoted that song. Whatever. Who knows? But I appreciate all you do, and clearly you care about her, you care about promoting her and making her well-being, you care about the community, and I think that's true with a lot of angels, and we see that, and I think that we're going to see that in person. I'm going to see that for the first time in person. Definitely looking forward to it. I think that's a wrap. This has been an absolute pleasure. If you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and do so now. And again, I mentioned there's a link in the description, so I'm not going to go ad infinitum about that. Thank you much, and we will see you in the next one. And there's this cat. What a way to end it. All right, thank you.